Welcome back to another episode of the Herd Huddle. Today, we're talking with Coach Olivarez as well as catching up with Coach Garcia. Let's go.
We're diving into spring sports. We're at the end of our basketball seasons for the boys and girls. They'll play this week and next week. The girls will finish up first. The junior high girls basketball and boys basketball are finishing up also as well. And we are also sliding into other spring sports such as softball and baseball, starting their scrimmages. Tennis and track are also getting into their season mid-month, late month, and they're ready to go, ready to compete, practicing. And we have our wrestling coach today here to talk about their district matches this weekend. Good luck to them. And we've been super excited to watch our soccer teams compete throughout this district season. And we continue to watch and support them and support all our sports throughout their seasons. Go Herd.
Coach Olivarez, thank you for joining us today.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having me.
Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself, like how you ended up in Hereford and as our head wrestling coach?
Well, I went to school in Hereford growing up. I graduated here in 2014, so I've been in Hereford my entire life. I actually left, moved away to Central Texas, and I came back knowing that this was my end game, was coming to coach and teach where, I went to school. I became the head coach. Our former coach, he left. Decided to do something else, and the position got given to me by our athletic director Adam Nairn. So that's how I got into the position. As the assistant, I was picked up by our former coach because we wrestled together in high school. We knew each other, and he needed an assistant at the time. So when I came to Hereford, he picked me up.
Well, also as a former Hereford High School graduate, Hereford's just arguably one of the best places to be.
Yes, I'm not going to argue that.
So we've seen a lot of great things come from the wrestling, teams this season. Can you kind of tell us a little bit about what you think the key to success is that they're having?
The key to success, we see it through any athlete, through any sport is, you have to have that determination. You have to have that will. I think now a lot of our youth athletes, they don't understand that this isn't given to you. And the one thing that I like about our program and the kids in our program is they take a beating day in and day out, but they understand that it's all for something productive, and their determination and drive is what fuels them. I truly believe you can be an athlete and your character can be off and you don't get the full potential of being an athlete, whereas in our wrestling room we have a lot of athletes whose character behind what they do is they do right in the classroom, they do right when they're out in public, and that only helps fuel that fire more because they realize what they're representing when they put that HH on and they go and wrestle.
Well, it's great to have just a coach that also helps push them, and not only in their athletic performance, but also, in their educational performance and just anywhere outside of school and athletics. So we love to see it. Are there any athletes this season that have impressed you by their performance or anything like that?
I have a handful of athletes. Again, I've been in the wrestling program for 3 years, and when I came in as the assistant, I knew a lot of these kids when they were 8th graders. And I have some of those 8th graders now who are in the program. One in particular, Valerie Porter, I've seen her grow exponentially. We actually had a talk yesterday about where she was when I first got here and where she is now. She's returning to regionals twice now. So this will be her second year at regionals, and we're hoping to take it a step further. I have other athletes that are my younger athletes. We have Slade Bravo, we have Jimmy Garcia. All of these young athletes, they've shown that when they started, this was a very questionable sport to them. Everything about it was questionable. The atmosphere, being the young ones in there now, next year as our seniors leave this year, they're going to be the role models. So I think they realize stepping into this position, it's forcing them to change, but it's also allowing them to mature, and they're realizing that. From seeing them as the 8th graders that they were to now seeing them where they are today, I think they're ready to take that challenge for next year.
And how's that growth just been for you to watch them, from young, inexperienced athletes to where they are? How does that make you feel?
That's what I truly believe that's what drives us as coaches and educators. It's like they say, you can't save all of them, but the few that you can, those are the ones that they are who keep us and myself grounded in this sport, this profession, because it's what we deal with day in and day out as coaches and teachers, scheduling wise, you know, rarely getting to see our families, devoting more times to other people's kids, and then at the end, we're always the ones fighting an uphill battle. It's to see kids like that turn around and say, you know, okay, now I get what you're saying. When I was an 8th grader, I just thought you were full of crap, and they turn around and tell you, well, now I see what you mean. You know, it's a growth process, it's a maturity. When you see it unfold, it's beautiful. It's what drives us. It's what keeps us here.
Of course. Well, you'll have y'all's big district match coming up tomorrow and this weekend. Can you just tell us a little bit about the mindset going into this competition?
We've changed a lot of what we do this week, and that's the beautiful thing about wrestling is, as a sport, we're able to drift away from routine, and as we get closer to districts and to regionals, we kind of changed it up. The kids were excited yesterday. We actually went out of the mat room, we went out of our regular, and we went to the aquatic, and they swam and they did their workout there. Just doing something new and preparing them for this, it's the talks that we sit down and like to have with them. Hey, when you make it this far, these are the moments we talk about where, yes, when you start the season and we're always on you and this just seems like a frustrating sport, and then you get to do these things and you get to be in the hotels, that's what you earned. And going into districts, we're excited about it because we have our team. They know what they're getting ready for. And the seeding meeting went great. Everybody is in a great position. We've talked with them, and districts is going to be a beautiful thing because they're going to make it out. We're going to walk through our district, hopefully take a team placement, and then we're going to prepare for our next battle, which is regionals. And mixing it up with them, seeing the difference in their motivation now because they realize, hey, this isn't just a regular duel. This isn't just a regular meet. We're doing things different because something different is coming. So it's awesome. I think we're in a good position. I think everybody has a lot of confidence right now, and they're excited, especially seeing where they got seeded.
Well, we want to wish y'all the best of luck tomorrow, and we're excited to go watch y'all. I think me and Adam are going to try to head on out there to catch a glimpse of some of y'all's matches there. So is there anything else that you would like to say to Herd fans before we close out today's episode?
Yes, touching down on what we were saying just now is the more that our community can realize that us as educators and coaches, we want what's best for your kids. Like I said, I'm from here. I know most of the coaching staff is from here. Christian Garza, Charlie Garza, Hunter Garza, Sonny Umstead. When we keep more in the community like that, everything we do is for a purpose, but we're all different. I had Coach Davis growing up, and I can tell you right now to the T that Coach Davis is an amazing coach. Charlie Garza is an amazing coach. Coach Bell is an amazing coach. But at some point in my career with the high school, I got my butt chewed out. At some point, I was told it's time to grow up. At some point, I was told you're going to have to take the reins. And once the community gets behind that and they realize that sports are where we meet in the middle, then I truly believe our athletes will grow exponentially throughout the years to come.
For sure. Well, thank you again for coming on to our show, and we want to wish y'all the best of luck tomorrow and as y'all finish out this season.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks for tuning in to today's episode. Let's go on out and support all of our athletes. Go Herd!